give you mine if your heart gets broke. By your side when you're all alone, I will be there. When you're down on your luck, things got tough and you've had enough. When you fall down, I'ma pick you up. I will be there. I'll be there for the highs.
Thank you for dosing with me, lovelies. My video for some reason didn't have sound, but I wanted to come on and tell you the story that I was trying to tell you while I make coffee. So Grayson and I went to the pool and we had so much fun. He brought his new floaty toy, which was like a literal giant popsicle, like a giant inflatable popsicle. And while we were there, I noticed there was a little wasp sort of like near the edge of the pool. So I didn't want anyone to step on him because he was just chilling there and it looked like he wasn't trying to move. So I ended up putting my little compact mirror over him in like a little tent-like shape. And then I started noticing he was kind of like dragging himself. Like he didn't seem like he was okay. So I started Googling it, and they appear to be hurt sometimes even when they're not, because they're in need of nourishment. It said that it could just be that he was like starving for basically nectar, so that we would be able to give him sugar water and it would hopefully help. So I packed him up when we left into the bottom of our little wagon, because the bottom, like the seats closed down, so there's a whole like underneath part. And I packed him up all comfy in there. I handed him, let me show you. I had one of these little dopamine patch containers in my purse. So I gently slid it up to him and he climbed right on. And it was so sweet. Like all the neighbors that were there were like asking me how he was doing, because I was like checking on him and stuff. And at the end I decided we should take him home and try to feed him. So he climbed right on because he had figured out, you know, that I was not trying to hurt him, that I was trying to help him. And it was actually not this colored one, it was like a bright orange one. And I could tell immediately that that was what was wrong, because he climbed on and was like looking around like he thought maybe it was a flower that he could like, you know, get nectar from. And so I was like, oh, that's definitely what's wrong. So I packed him up in the bottom. Grayson had a little hat in there that he like never wears, so it became like the little bed for the little wasp friends. And I closed up the bottom, and then we put Grayson on top of the huge inflatable popsicle and made a bed for Grayson on top of the wagon, on top of the popsicle. And that thing is so big, it was like the size of like a real bed for like a kid. And I wheeled everybody home like that, so it literally looked like Grayson was like flying home on a giant inflatable carpet. So it was totally awesome. And then we got home and hubby helped me find a little spot for our little wasp friend, and I ran up and got like a little cap full of sugar water. And oh, my water is ready for my coffee. So I will finish this story. So immediately it said to give him like a little drop, just a single drop of sugar water. And immediately he started drinking it. And within like maybe like half an hour to an hour, he was up like walking around, and we could tell like he wasn't actually hurt. He was just desperately needing like nourishment. And so I need to check on him again. We had him in the garage for a while, but we ended up putting him in a little safe place, like just outside the garage door, so that he could get the rest of like the warmth from the day. And now that it's getting dark, I need to go check on him. And if he's gone, which I'm hoping that he flew away and went home and is totally healed, that's like the best, you know, outcome. But if he's still chilling, I'm gonna bring him in to spend the night like in the garage where he's safe. And it was so wonderful, because definitely, if I hadn't intervened, I don't think he would have made it, because by the time we got home, he was so weak, and I just don't think he could have gotten himself to a point where he could, feed himself, because he had gotten so weakened. I don't know if maybe he fell in the pool and someone saved him, or he just got really wet from being next to the pool, or something else happened, like a predator tried to get him. But he was literally just camped out by the side of the pool, and he was so gentle. Like, of course, I didn't like pick him up, but I offered him the little like thing that I showed you, and he just climbed right on. And anything that you are loving to, I believe, will be loving back. If you show something love and respect, it will love and respect you. And in our community, the wasps and the bees, all the bugs, everything are always so good to us, except for the mosquitoes. They bite us. But but anyways, all the little creatures are just so wonderful, and I get along with everything. And like Grayson and I have literally walked like right in the middle of like all these like bees or wasps or whatever, yellow jackets, like little guys like feeding in the flowers, and we just go right through. Like, they never bother us. We actually have, I think there's like a wasp, like a nest outside, and they never bother us. They're always kind because we are kind. And I've been saving them from the pool for a few years now, and I think we have a wonderful relationship, and they've all been so gentle with us, and we are so gentle with them, and they're actually really, really smart, especially like wasps. They can like recognize you, so I know they know who we are. And we totally helped this one, and it was so sweet. Like, hubby was helping like hold him up to like the little drop of water, and like helping like hold the hat just so he could like get to the water. And it was just the most fulfilling, like most wonderful like moment in nature, because he was so gentle and we were so gentle, and I think he's gonna be okay. Like, he was up walking around, like he was totally fine. And I think, just like I read when I googled it, that he just needed the nourishment, because he had gotten so weak, and then he needed to chill, and collect himself. I'm really hoping when I go back out there that he will have flown away and gone home. But if not, I'll just bring him inside to the garage, and hopefully then by the morning he'll be ready to go on. Maybe he needs a little more sugar water. We can do that. We love all creatures, great and small. I love all of God's creatures. And so it was wonderful to think that, not only have I like saved them from the pool and stuff, but we like nursed this one back to health. And it's just, life is beautiful like that, Give love. It's like a magic penny. The more you give, the more there is. And it's just such a beautiful day. And I will give you an update as soon as I can. I'm going to go check on him in a few minutes. We wanted to make sure he got to spend the last like bit of warmth outside. And now it is dark, so I need to go check on him and make sure he's okay. He's like right outside the garage in a safe little spot. So yeah, I'll come back with an update. Thank you for dosing with me. Today was amazing. Happy Friday. Happy 9 years. We did it. Good night, lovelies.